guys, welcome to our kitchen. Today I wanted to show you how I make cream top yogurt. A lot of people think you need a lot of fancy equipment for making yogurt, but that's really not the case. And so I wanted to just go ahead and show you how the method that I like to use, and it's something that my family really loves. I'm gonna need 2 ingredients. This is a gallon of whole milk, and this is yogurt that I made. I'm going to use this to reculture the batch. So it is important that you need yogurt, plain yogurt with live cultures in it. And then I have a pot here. It's a 6-quart pot, and a gallon's 4 quarts. So you need whatever quantity you decide to make. You're going to need your pot a little bit bigger. I'm going to do a gallon, which is 4 quarts. So that will mean I will need a cup of yogurt to culture it. But you might not want to make that much. So a simple rule of thumb to remember is 1 tablespoon of yogurt per cup of milk. So if you're doing, say, 2 quarts of yogurt, you're going to do a half cup of the existing yogurt. You're going to put that into the heated milk. So just remember a tablespoon of yogurt to a cup of milk. So I'm going to go ahead and shake up the milk, get the cream incorporated, pour it into the pot. I'm not going to pour quite all of it in. I'm going to leave about a cup in here. That way, when I put in the cup of yogurt, it doesn't overfill the jars that I have. So I have about that much left in, and I'm going to go ahead and heat this up to 180 degrees. I like to use my instant read thermometer for this, but any kitchen thermometer will work. So go ahead and turn your stove on to medium or medium high heat, and you're gonna, of course, want to keep track of it with your thermometer as it rises, and stir it frequently. If you don't stir it, it's going to scorch a little bit on the bottom, so just make sure every time you walk past to give it a stir. So the yogurt temperature is up to 180. I'm gonna go ahead and run cold water into the sink, and I'll put the kettle into there. I do this to get it cooler quicker. You can just leave it on the counter to cool, but it takes a really long time. This works really, really quickly, so it just speeds up the whole process. So once the milk reaches 180, it's scalded, and it's good to make yogurt within. And then you're gonna want to bring it down to 110. The milk is cooled down to 110 degrees. It took a few minutes, probably less than 10. So now it's time to put the yogurt culture in. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a cup, like I said. I'm just gonna take this and scrape it into there. And whisk it in. You want to make sure it is fully incorporated and it doesn't have lumps in it. Okay, this is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and just pour it. These are 4 jars that I have washed, and 4 clean lids as well. And I'm going to go ahead and pour it into the jars. Okay. This one's not quite full because I didn't measure the milk at the end. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and cap these. And then I will take them over and put them in the cooler. This is just a normal cooler. You don't need one this big. Even the little lunchbox size will do. I just happen to have this one on hand. So in the bottom here, I have a heat pad, and it's set on low. You don't want it super hot. You want to keep it around 100 to 110 degrees. So I'll leave that in the bottom on. Then I set the towel on top of it. And I'm just gonna put the yogurt jars directly on top of the heat pad. And then I'll take this and just set it over them. I'm gonna shut it. So like I showed you, the heat pad stays on during the whole time. That just makes sure it stays at that fairly warm temperature. A lot of cultures need to be 75 to 85 degrees. This does need to be hotter. 110 is ideal. So you want to keep it warm. It's about 9 o'clock right now in the evening. In the morning, it should be incubated, but it could go till noon as well. That would be fine. The longer your yogurt sits, the more sugars the culture is going to eat, so the less sweet it will be. So just keep that in mind when you're making yogurt. All right, so it's been over 12 hours now, so I'm gonna get the yogurt out of the cooler. Okay, so you know your yogurt's done when you can tip it and it pulls away in a kind of a mass, and it's definitely doing that right now. So I'm just gonna take my jars of yogurt and put them in the refrigerator, and once they're cool, they are ready to eat. And that is how you make cream top yogurt. It's super simple, and I hope you give it a try.